Hello everyone, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. Hope you're doing well out there. Now, as you're probably going to be hearing from Mr. Talks a Lot there, I have switched the voices already to Japanese. I was going to go ahead and get some farming done between episodes to get some better gear, but yeah. So without further ado, let's launch into it by not talking to any of those and going straight to the Meowcenaries, because they came back. Hope you're doing well out there. Ulrich, I've got quite an important message for you. We have modified the Meowcenaries' kites so they are now able to survey farther off territories. This means they'll come across new, different materials to collect. If you have no qualms with it, I'd like to get started right away. And this is what happens when they come back after a long hunt. Spoilers, disappointment. Yeah, you send them out for 5 missions, and they basically come back with nothing. This is such a waste of time starting out. You're better off just training them up. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. After I go get a couple more. Let's see, what kind of cats do we have here? There we go, now that's a cat. Yeah, for some reason, trap cats don't always come with both sets of traps. Try to wrap your head around that a moment. Power drum. That sounds fun. We'll go ahead and raise him. And maybe swap them in every so often. Okay. And we'll go ahead and use a Lagging Apple. Which, why does an apple cause them motivation to train? I will never get that, especially when it looks like an acorn. I understand that acorns are a thing in this, but I don't understand for cats and dogs. Sword with Great Wire Bugs. You already heard this one. It's the same one over and over and over. Please do come by anytime. Again, same thing over and over, just telling you about how the stock is refreshed. Think you can lend me a hand? Yeah. Again, he's just asking for more of the next door. Every single time. That was bananas! Haha, get it? Because it's a monkey, which was actually a bat, which was a flying monkey bat. So, sugar glider. Except it didn't look like a sugar glider, which would have been awesome. Good job out there. Oh, by the way, have you noticed how excited Elder Fugan and Master Hamon has been acting recently? My sister says that Master Hojo in the Gathering Hub has been in a super good mood too. He's croaking delight. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! We'll get to why that's funny once we enter there. All three used to be famous hunters back in their day, and now they're reliving their glory days vicariously through you. I wonder if they remember doing 4-star quests. Well, I'm sure it'll all come back to them soon enough now that you've unlocked them. And that's not all you've unlocked. More stars equal tougher monsters, but I'm sure you'll be just fine. Yeah, the Japanese voices. They're exactly what you expected. They're Japanese voices. So, let's see what we have in 4-star. We have a Salmacan, an all-new monster. Barioth. Queen's Procession, a Rathian, my favorite monster. Tobikadachi, not a bad monster. Volvadon, fuck that thing. Off Your Rocker, Basarius. Now, they actually did a lot of fun with Basarius in this one. We also have a Puke Puke as a side, which always makes me sad that they make him a side mission. However, yeah, you know what? Let's do Puke Puke first today. He deserves some love. We'll go ahead and grab my great sword, because, you know, I love to torture myself. Just telling you about a whole new monster in a cave, and you have to go collect things to get more Dango. Dango tickets 14. And telling you how the menu is upgraded to give you more stuff. Yeah, we're at that point where we're going to see a lot of repeat dialogue after missions, and I'm just going to try to skip it as fast as possible. Also, I'm using an all-new controller, because I was tired of my other one constantly dying. Yeah, I ran the batteries down so far with that it can barely stay off of life support. So I bought a new controller. This one's wired, so I don't have to worry about that. And that's what always irked me. Most things start to move away from wired. I'll get back to the wired discussion after I discuss that. So you mean to tell me the Monster Hunter language and the Japanese language both have a kabuki theater feel about them, an old samurai film. But the American or English voices have more of a Boris Karloff feel. The hell? But yeah, I'm always surprised that more and more companies are shifting away from wired controllers when they're technically still the better controller. And I will die on this hill. I am not a fan of wireless controllers. I feel like they're more of a hindrance. Especially when they're charging you up for rechargeable batteries that you can't change. If you're going to do that, at least give you the ability to have an open slot in the back, like the old 360 controller. Yes, you're going to have more waste if you just use regular batteries, but you can always buy rechargeable batteries yourself. Having a proprietary pack just welded into the controller that you can't get to, that's horrible. I do not like that, and I never have. And they actually upcharge for those ones, which I always find hilarious. Because technically, they're a lesser product with the built-in welded batteries. Hell, you can go to any kind of big store and get a $20 wireless that you can just slot in batteries yourself. Meanwhile, the Switch Pro controller, which, by the way, the $20 is very comparable to, is like $60. Or, yeah, around that point, give or take. We'll say $40 just to be safe. Nice shot. And then you have the Joy-Cons, and less said about that, the better. I've had so many desyncing issues with the red one, I don't even know what the hell's going on. This is... I don't see anyone else with the desync issue. I see plenty with Joy-Con drift. I don't have that, but I do have desyncing, which a quick pull out of the controller and shove it, and pressing the button usually solves it for like an hour or so. But those things are just horrible. But yeah, this is a wired controller, because I'm always a sucker for wired. And wires getting in the way and such, and getting tangled is not really an issue for me. At least with how my setup works. I used to work at a game store, as I once said, at least one episode out of the 100 plus that I've made, that I used to own a game store, so I understand wire management all too well and how to hide them. It's not that big a deal. And yeah, you're just going to have better response time with a wireless wired controller. There's just no denying that. They're also technically cheaper to make because they don't have to create a Wi-Fi signal. They can just solder right into the board. Except for some reason, this one... What? Where did it go? Did it jump up onto the plateau? But yeah, technically wired controllers are cheaper to make, just overall, especially if they don't include rumble like this one. Did it jump down there? Motherfucker! So yeah, I will always be a proponent for wired controllers, no matter how many times they want to get rid of them. Bonus points for this one because it has a couple of back buttons on them. But also against it, it has one of those snap-away cords, just in case of accidents. Which I guess is a boon, but also leads to an area where things could fail. You don't know how many controllers I had to turn down during my time of working in that place because of that. Because, oh, it's perfectly fine. No. The slot that it was meant to go in, it was completely screwed. They screwed up their controller and were trying to make a quick buck off of it. Which, ironically, it was a far less issue with wired controllers than it ever was with wireless. Reverse of that. Essentially, when a wireless controller goes, it's pretty much done. A wired controller you can actually work with rather well to fix. They are very simple in how they work. All it takes is a small screwdriver and look inside. Usually there's a problem with the board, and that's easily fixed as long as you know where to look. Or the button's completely fucked. You can always buy a replacement button. Oh, but that's modifying your original thing. Doesn't that void the warranty? Does warranty. I'm being brutally honest with that. The only time they cared was with the Joy-Con, and that's because there was a complete class action lawsuit against them. Twice. And of course the DualShock 5s. Ironically, I don't think Microsoft suffered a single bit when it came to controllers. Probably still why I still use a wired 360 controller for PC gaming. I love Poke, by the way. One of my favorite monsters. I can't remember if I got the tail, though. So this might be bad. Well, maybe. If I can shoot myself onto that wall, I can probably run up it. I digress, though. This controller has back bumper buttons, which I tested out with something like, say, Mario Kart. They work very well. Never actually used them, so... I didn't carve the tail. And I'm not going to have enough time to run up and around. But damn if I'm not going to try. I'm not going to make it, so I just grab this. You don't use Poke parts for most things anyways. Which, since this game came out, the Monster Hunter Rise Special Editions have shot up in price like a motherfucker. And anyone who knows me knows I don't use that phrase willingly. Seriously, $200 for one controller? Are you mad? Oh wait, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to avoid lava caverns for now. I'll save that for next episode. So instead, let's go fight a summer camp. And go see the Poke armor. Poke. Ooh! I like that hood. And the poison attack up would be very nice when I start using more poison. Special ammo, what's this? Oh, that's good for bows. Constitution chest. I have attack boost. Spare shots. Okay, yeah, I can't use any of this set. Shame too. I liked it. I can see a bow user using it, no problem. And that's what I gotta give credit for the armor in this game. Especially if you have a layered armor, there's a lot of mix and matching you can do to get the perfect set. Or even if you don't, there's a lot of fashion hunting you can do. Which I endorse both types of play. I don't mind clown tuning, I don't mind fashion hunting, as long as you're good at it. That might be a little bit elitist to say, but if you look like a clown and die like a clown, you're just being a clown, boy. Some mechanics. I have a few choice words about this monster. And not a lot of them are good. Don't get me wrong, the monster is fine. But let's just say that, let me just start by saying this. When you see it fight, what's another monster that could have easily taken its spot? What's another monster it could have been modeled after? Just keep that in mind as we get to it. Low Lantern. Lantern mode, yes. But yeah, I've actually used the Switch Pro controller before when over other friends, and also used the $20 rechargeable. The $20 rechargeable is technically better because it had back buttons, and yes, the battery was a little irksome, but guess what? They sell rechargeable batteries by bundles now, so you can keep a pair always charged. So I'm just trying to figure out which was the more viable option between the two. And I really should have chosen a faster weapon for this monster. Clap, clap, belly to clap. Break stones against its belly. Likes to swim backwards. This should have been an otter. Another beast-type monster. We don't have a lot of those in the game. Most of it is serpents. So it would have been the perfect opportunity to include another beast-type. Hell, with this game alone, they only introduced one new one. Goth Cut Off. So it would have been nice to have another beast-type. But no, just another yellow serpent. As if we didn't have enough of those. Again, I have nothing against it. I think it's a very cool monster, especially its armor. I just think it's also a precursor to what their design philosophy is for monsters from here on in, which is spam, 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 spam. And it has ZT Yaku's things from World, so it can actually blind you. But unlike ZT Yaku, it doesn't go out of its way to blind other monsters. Which makes me sad. But yeah, I bought one of those Capcom random boxes once. The ones with all the Monster Hunter figurines. I missed my chance. And I got ZT Yaku out of it. I was so happy about that because ZT was one of my favorite monsters in the world. Just because it was such a bloody troll. So it kind of made me want to buy another one of their blind boxes. Because they are quality figures, all things considered. So if you want a good Monster Hunter figure, definitely check those out. Or you can just buy whole sets. Usually people have opened them by now and sell them wholesale. I'm kind of hoping there's a new blind box for these, though. For these monsters. Because they were well worth the price. I have a Black Diablos and a ZT over on the counter. Fighting each other. They look phenomenal. Again, they were relatively cheap for their price. Okay, this monster's not so bad with Greatsword. Or I'm just getting better at it. I don't know. All I know is I can't wait until I can upgrade this blade. Oh, I'm bouncing. Oh, my cat has it locked down. But yeah, because I work in the game shop, I also try to look for the best kind of possible deals as I can. But also ways that companies don't screw you over, because I know how to live with their tricks. Ah. Y button slipped there. Yeah, I'm also playtesting this controller as we do this, finding all its quirks. Let's see if the singling still works. Yep, you can still single your dog to help you. Well, companion. Guess the Cha-Chas could do the same as well from Halo. At least, there they showed the attempt to do so. Because if you tried in Freedom Unite, they just seem to laugh at you. Not where I wanted to land. Come on, hit me. Thank you. No, no, no! Screw that rock! You don't know how many times that one has blown up in my face. Quite literally. Eh? Go Lily. Where? Oh. Cool. I don't think he's happy with me ignoring him. Ooh, I like the D-pad. The buttons are a little bit oversized on this one, I will say that. They take a little bit more pressure to push down. Shoulder buttons are immaculate, though. They just curve right underneath the fingers. I've had some controllers where they are way too bulky, and it does affect your output. Yeah, this is probably going to be labeled as the controller episode. Whoa, that was a good shot. Also, I beat the final mission on my other character the other day. That Elder Dragon! Not sure how to feel about it. Especially with how they handled it. I'm not going to spoil it. Well, let's just say... it made me almost regret buying this game. Almost. Alright, Baggy. Let's ruin this thing's day. Put it to sleep for me, will ya? Thank you. And now... oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, guard tackle. Guard tackle. Well, a lot of switch kills have actually caused me a lot more pain than I thought they would. But they're so much fun. And it's dead anyway. Didn't realize that was a nest. But yeah, Somnicant. Still think it should have been an otter, but still a fine monster. Took me a while to like him though. Especially being called a mermaid, it's a little aesthetically challenged, shall we say. Then again, the original mermaids were based off of manatees, so maybe they're on point? I guess in the Monster Hunter world, lizard is considered attractive after a time. Oh dear lords. It makes too much sense. Everyone in the Monster Hunter world is actually a scaly. No wonder I feel right at home. Alright. And that'll do it for this episode, a Poke Poke and a Somnicat. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.